Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a long time since I did a video on this channel, The Grumpy Dad Outdoors. For those who are new here, thank you for stopping by. For those who have been subscribers here, welcome back. A little change to this channel, because it seems like I never have enough time to go fishing like I keep promising, because something's always coming up and hunting season isn't here yet. Another hobby on top of hunting, fishing, crypto, and work is ham radio stuff. I've been a ham operator for going on about 10 years now. I'm a licensed FCC extra. There's 3 levels to a ham license. Tech, which is the kind of beginning. General, it's kind of all around. You can start doing some HF and low frequency type stuff. And then there's the extra, which is everything. That was a very hard test, and I would never take that test again if I had to. But we're gonna do some ham radio stuff today. And I'm down here in Grand Isle, Louisiana. So instead of fishing, we have this little tropical low or something in the Gulf right now, an upper level low that's bringing a lot of moisture, a lot of rain and stuff. So there'll be no fishing in Grand Isle. I have to come down here and help a buddy with something at one of his fishing camps. So I decided I'm gonna work some POTA. So what is POTA and what we're gonna do? Let's get to it. This video is brought to you by CB Synthetics. CB Synthetics is my side business that when I'm not messing with crypto, I'm also trying to run this. Amsoil is a very popular, top-notch synthetic lubricant, motor oil for motorcycles and all kinds of toys. Need a top-notch synthetic oil for your vehicle? We got that. I have discounted pricing. If you contact me with this oil, you can go 25,000 miles or 1 year. If you're doing long range driving, they've been doing that since 1972 and they're still doing it. You do short-term driving around town like I do, 15,000 miles or 1 year, whatever comes first. If you need it for your diesel truck, this is what I use in a diesel truck. This is a top-notch, 6 times the wear protection. Hey, you need it for your gear oil, we got it in gear oil. You need it for your jet ski, you got 2-stroke and jet ski. I know we're not doing any kind of ski-doos or anything like that, no snowmobiles, but we got a 4-stroke. They also have 4-stroke for jet skis, boats, and everything like that. If you're interested in it, contact me or go to cbsynthetics.com. So we're in Grand Isle. It's still a nice place to visit, even if you can't go fishing. I see a couple of some boats out there. I don't know how they're doing it. This wind is kicking, and it's been raining on and off. I'm going to a friend's fishing camp. I got to take down a crypto project that we're doing. He's moving, so I got to move the Wingbits miner. If anybody's interested in any of my crypto stuff, my other crypto channel is The Grumpy Dad. There's a link to it in the description. And I'm at about 16,300 subscribers in that channel, which is not too bad for a year. So for those who are venturing over here, welcome. And if anybody's interested in crypto or anything, I kind of break it down for us older people to so I can kind of tell y'all what that's about, show it to y'all kind of at our speed. And it's getting pretty popular, so go check that out in the other channel if you want. So Parks in the Air, or POTA, is where you take your ham radio equipment and you set it up kind of like a temporary setup, more portable type setup with an antenna, getting power from either your vehicle or some people getting these LiFePO batteries, what they call them, the lithium, whatever combination they are now, and getting some good lifetime out of them, out of those batteries. They can run, depending on what size you get, 100 milliamp battery. You can get almost a day and a half of operating strictly on battery. This is my first POTA setup. So it is 11:30 right now coming into Grand Isle. I have been awake since 6:30 this morning trying to get this stuff ready. I feel like I had to pack for a vacation. I didn't want to use my permanent coax feed line for my radio setup, so I grabbed the spare one. I didn't really realize the spare when the connector, and I'll show y'all pictures of all that, was basically broken off. So first thing I had to do was solder a new connector on there. Soldering is a art, and it is a art I have not mastered. I joke in my other channel that I failed art in school. Well, I also failed soldering, and after the second attempt I got it correct and got that packed. I had to unconnect. I have a brand new ICOM 7300 radio, and I bought that for my birthday last month. I had an old ICOM HF radio from a Silent Key out of our local club, but that radio is probably 20, 30 years old. Sensitivity was shot in it. Wouldn't transmit more than 40, 50 watts. So for my birthday, DX Engineering had the 7300s on sale. Also 12 months, 0% financing. I jumped all over it. I've been using it now for a month, and it is a great radio. It took me some time to get all that together. So with this being my first portable ham radio activation ever, it took a little bit to get some stuff together. So honestly, I didn't leave my house till about 10 o'clock. Amazon lost the antenna that I purchased for this. That was in the package that was supposed to come to my house. The bracket I needed for that antenna was supposed to come to my office. Amazon lost that package also. 2 separate packages, ordered at different times. They were both supposed to be here Friday. They're both lost. So luckily, you called some friends up in the ham community, and they bailed me out. And they're gonna let me borrow theirs until mine comes in. Got a guy right here catching speckled trout right off the road. Maybe I should have brought my fishing pole. Yeah. So it's been an adventure so far, but I'm kind of excited. It's a new part of this project. People tell me you get addicted. You know, I'm already looking at different parks. I got a park that's literally 2 or 3 miles from my house, maybe a little bit more. I don't want to lie, 5 or 6 miles. That would be the Maurepas Wildlife Management Area down in Louisiana. So I plan on doing several activations, and depending on how this goes and what the family's got planned tomorrow, it is Labor Day weekend, I might even go activate that one. You know, depending on how this goes, but we'll see. It's depending on how my radio does, if I can get it tuned for, you know, my plan is right now to work some 20 meters. I have a 20-meter ham stick my buddy gave me and a 40-meter ham stick, but it does take a little bit of tuning, so I'm gonna have to see how that goes. In addition, I didn't realize this. Talked to another ham I knew, met him at one of the local ham meetings. He activates the Grand Isle Island, the Grand Isle Park several times, and I talked to him about some different places to go. But I didn't realize this, but there's also what's called IOTA, and that's islands on the air, and Grand Isle is an island, and I did not realize that till I was on my way down here. So I got to figure out how I'm supposed to log that also. I am planning on also doing some FT8, which is the digital version, digital format. For those not familiar with it, because I'm sure anybody watching this video with ham is familiar with it. So look, in my videos, I have a bad problem with rambling on. That's why I like to make chapters. Before we go any further, if y'all can make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel, try to get my subscriptions up. And hey, if you want to be into crypto, I have also a Twitter. Also, you can join all that. And my Amsoil business, cbsynthetics.com, is my own sponsor of this channel. Go check that out. So on the hunting front, I am, you know, we just finished working on some stuff for our lease that we have in Mississippi. They're actually doing the dirt work right now. We don't have to go to that, and they're, you know, going to be planting food plots relatively soon. Normally Labor Day weekend or right around is when some of these camps do that. The issue is that some of these food plots are cold weather plots, and you know, we're still dealing with 80, 90 degrees right now, and we'll be 80, 90 degrees through October most of the time. So we'll see, you know, how that goes. You don't want to plan too early, but it is, you know, going to be September soon. So we're getting into Grand Isle right now. I'm sure y'all can kind of see it behind me as I drive down the road. I'll take some video for y'all also. I got my Grumpy Dad hat. So, I had one of the companies, or the crypto companies that I'm supporting their project and stuff like that, made it for me, along with a t-shirt. It's pretty cool. So that's another thing. But we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go help my buddy out of this camp, get that wing bit station taken down. I'm going to scout out another spot that I'm planning on putting it. And after I'm done with all that, hopefully this rain holds out, and I'll get set up, take some videos of me setting this POTA setup up for y'all, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll be back in a little bit. One of the good things about going down to Grand Isle, this is actually called Elmer's Island, which is right kind of before you actually get to the actual town of Grand Isle. But this is a road that we're taking, and this road goes straight back to the Gulf. So this is the Gulf of Mexico all right here, and this is the road we're taking. But what's cool is that you have all those, where I was showing you before, is you had all those all these little pockets of water and stuff like that in this marsh, and these are all holding speckled trout. So these people are just sitting there fishing these holes and catching some speckled trout. So, you know, you got this parking area right here that's been flooded probably more times than not. That's why you got all this sand up in here. Hopefully we don't get stuck. But I see all these other trucks up here. That's the problem with getting a big fancy diesel truck, is big fancy diesel trucks are heavy and they like to sink. So we'll see where we're gonna set up at for this POTA activation. We can set up here, or we're going to the, I'm also gonna go check out the other island, the actual Grand Isle. But I see a lot of these white caps, and this water looks pretty rough, so I might actually get out and take some video for y'all. So we had Grand Isle. I don't know the POTA number, the park number, or the IOTA number, because technically this is also going to be an Islands on the Air activation. I was trying to get to this bathroom station that's over here in this overlook. They tell me it's usually wide open. Nobody's normally there. I'll spread out everything. But as my luck always is, it is closed down for refurbishing, and they got barricades across the road. So I'll be setting up in this parking lot, but this is what it looks like from this end. Yep, we're in South Louisiana, Gulf of Mexico, in Louisiana, because of the Mississippi River, which is actually, if you look at the map, not that far that way. I'll see if I can point it out when I edit the video. But we have nice brown water. There's no blue water here, as y'all can see. But there is somewhat of a beach, of course. And they got some people out there fishing, doing their thing. See a boat that's out there. I think that's that same boat we saw coming in, to be honest with you. So you can see where there used to be a dock right there, but hurricane, I think Ida was probably the last big one through here, probably took that out. This is Grand Isle. Well guys, I'm gonna tell you, this is my first POTA setup, and it has been a blast, and I'm being sarcastic. You know, when you borrow people's stuff, you appreciate it because they're bailing you out. But I'm gonna tell you, messing with these ham sticks or whatever they're called, you know, each one is a different band, and it also has a separate, you can separate this whip that goes on top of it. Well, he had that whip on this stick and then that whip on this stick, and I'm sweating and dying because I have been fighting with this for at least 30-45 minutes with different combinations. He even told me you could put both sticks together. I was getting an infinity. The lowest I could get it was like a 23 SWR on any band. So constantly messing with it. I ended up putting, you know, all these radios out. I was trying not to put the radios out. I was trying to do one counterpoise because I've seen it in the videos. I know it can be done, but this setup ain't gonna be done. So I have 17-foot radios. I got 7 of them going out right now. And with this combination, and I'm at 14 in the 14.2, 30, 240, 250 range, somewhere around there. I'm at like a 1.5, and that's before even trying to use a tuner. So That's where I'm at right now. But I am hot, sweating, and it's been just a blast so far. But that's where we at. So let's get the radio hooked up now and see what's going on with that. CQ POTA. This is Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango, Kilo Golf 5, Foxtrot, Quebec Tango, calling CQ POTA, US 2363, Grand Isle Park in Grand Isle, Louisiana, calling CQ POTA and standing by. CQ POTA, this is Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango, Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango, calling CQ POTA, US 2360, Grand Isle, Louisiana, Grand Isle Park in Grand Isle, Louisiana, calling CQ POTA, Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango, and standing by. All right, so that was very interesting. You know, I've worked HF for a long time at my house, off and on. For, you know, HF is the reason why I got into ham radio. I'm not a big local talker person, and now that I found FT8, I don't like to talk to people, period. But my family is originally from Greece, so I have this big thing about Greece. So that is honestly one of the reasons why I got into HF. I've worked a lot of stuff from the other side, but I'm gonna tell you, activating POTA your first time is a little intimidating. Trying to pull out call signs, I am the worst. So if anybody happens to somehow stumble across this video and you were one of my first people that I checked in, thank you for working with me. The bands, while they have been very well lately, very good. I've been working some nets at night on HF with Ole Miss and stuff. The bands have been very cooperative, but of course today, when you go to the propagation website, it's poor. So I finished with 21 contacts in about 45 minutes. So that wasn't bad. I'm gonna tell you, this antenna, like I showed y'all earlier, not forgiving at all. I really wanted to run some FT8, and when I tell you that this antenna does 20 meters, the sweet spot is 14. I was working this at 14,322. I got lucky. That seems to be the sweet spot. You really can't adjust it too much, and I was getting a 1.2 to 1.3 to 1 SWR, and I still brought my external tuner just to be safe and just to have it. And sometimes it went to bypass, sometimes it got it down to a 1.2. I am happy with it. I cannot complain. What I'm getting at is, though, I really wanted to run some FT8, and my radio and WST-JX kept stopping every time I tried to key up, which I find that happens sometimes when I have really high SWRs for some reason. So I couldn't run FT8. So I ran 21. It's time to go use the bathroom. It's time to get another drink. I haven't eaten all day other than some potato chips. So it's time to refuel a little bit. I'm going back because it's, you know, this is at the end of, as I showed you on the map, this is the end of Grand Isle. I am now heading out of Grand Isle, and there goes my laptop. I'll tell you another thing is, you know, South Louisiana, even though it's almost September 1st, it is very warm out here still. Very warm. Yeah, one thing is, you can't run this outside right now in South Louisiana. At least I'm not. You know, it's still, right now, this has been cloud cover all day, rain off and on, and it's still 88 degrees, very high humidity. I was sweating and dying just from setting up those antennas and stuff. So my point I'm getting at is, inside of my vehicle right now, I have crud everywhere, and it's making my anxiety bad. And I'm not a neat freak either, by no means, but I got radios falling everywhere. I got laptops falling everywhere because I'm just moving. Like I said, I'm leaving the park, trying to get to the other side of Grand Isle so I can kind of slowly start my way home. I really want to go activate Elmer's Island. I'm hoping I can get 10 contacts. Again, the bands are horrible, and it just sucks because the last couple of nights, the bands have been great. And then when I couldn't hear nobody at all, I got worried that there was something wrong with my setup. I went and looked at propagation website. I'll take a picture of it if I can remember when I get stopped. But it's got everything as fair, or poor, every band. So I was surrounded by a lot of, not trees, but y'all saw them, high weeds and stuff like that. This antenna is not that high. It's like 8 foot maybe. I'm hoping that eventually I get this 17-foot antenna in that I'm looking at from Chameleon, and then I really want that 25-foot one from Chameleon, because the reviews on it are great. I've seen some videos on it, several videos on it, people using it, and that's going to get me over that line. So I didn't really tear everything down. I just kind of tucked it away a little bit. I'm gonna go to Elmer's Island. If I can figure a good place that I'm not gonna get stuck, not getting anybody's way, set up for a little while, see if I can run a little bit. I am again disappointed I could not run FT8. For some reason my radio and the laptop did not agree with that. I have had that issue at home when I tried running stuff on the 160 and the 80 meter bands, because even my OCF at home kind of gives me high SWRs. You know, like I said, this antenna that I got from this guy with the radios I put out at the 14,280 to 14,340, I got some great SWRs. But when I got into this 14,190 or 14,180, whatever it is, 14,080, whatever it was that FT8 was, the SWRs were through the roof. That's how steep of a climb it is. So let's get to the other side of this. Let's go to Elmer's Island, see if we can activate, see what happens over there, and be back in a little bit. Working them. I can't even keep up. This spot seems to be a lot better than where it was before. Kilo Golf 5, Foxtrot Quebec Tango, QRZ. You hear everybody calling me. I can't keep up with all that. Whiskey Alpha 9 station. Roger, Roger. Whiskey Alpha 9, Victor Yankee Tango 5555 into Louisiana. Thank you for the North Illinois, sir. 7-3 to you. Thank you for coming back to me. All right, so we are finishing up here in Elmer's Island in deep South Louisiana right here. Y'all can see back here. I might take some separate videos of it. But it has been a wild experience for my first parks in the air, that's for sure. I moved over here to this spot. I think I had about 32 stations from this new spot. So I don't know if it's just because it's more wide open. So yeah, one time we had a pretty good pileup going on. This is, you know, when I get my good antenna, I'm really kind of excited to see how it goes. The pileup was a little crazy. Like I said, and I've worked some HF stuff before. So, but trying to capture all them people at the same time. You know, I'm writing a hand log down as fast as I can, but at the same time, I'm trying to also put it in the hammers log. I don't want to get behind. I don't want to have to, tonight when I get home, have to input all this stuff. So, you know, I'm kind of taking, you know, a couple second break in between each time to get that logged in. But this was a pretty good deal. You can see my radios and stuff that I have spread out. So it worked out, to be honest with you. I didn't think this was going to work, especially how my first experience was on the other side of Grand Isle, which is further off this way. But this setup right here, I mean, I got 5.9s, several 5.9s plus, and I even hit, I think, 3 stations in Spain and Canada. So, I mean, Spain's got to be several thousand miles away. I was pretty impressed with that, and the bands are horrible. I'll show you a picture of that. So it was a pretty, I'm surprised I got that many. So I think we ended up with, if my college math doesn't fail me, 50, you know, about 50 contacts. And then what I even did is, when nobody's really coming back to me, I tried switching to 40 meters. 40 meters was not working at all, even though it actually tuned this antenna. But I actually hit a couple of parks just because, you know, I know some people came to me. So before I left, I actually went hunted a couple of park to park. So that was cool. So got to pick all this up, start heading home, and I got a 2-hour drive ahead of me. So y'all have a good one, and, you know, see y'all in the next video.